friends, it's Kimberly. I wanted to call out a few things ahead of this episode. Tori and I started this podcast to be a safe and a fun space to talk about problems that we have solutions to, as a place to share our tools with others and to help rise the tides for all ships. But this episode quickly became about problems that we cannot possibly solve in our sweet little recording studio. But politics are real, and we're not going to shy away from the conversation. That being said, this is a huge disclaimer. This is not just, or rather, this is just a conversation between two friends. It was never intended to be anything else. This episode was not researched. We did not have a strategy for the direction that we wanted this episode to go in. We have no cited sources. This is just a natural conversation. Because of that, I think there are some shortcomings. Unfortunately, that means that we don't name some very important things. Like, for example, calling Adriana Monet Smith by name. But we do discuss some real things that have happened to real people in this episode. And so we also wanted to give you a content warning. We talk about difficult things. And since our conversation style is pretty unfiltered, some of this episode may catch you off guard. However, in the context of this conversation and the topic, we felt it was important to keep everything as is. The important message here, I think, is that this is just a conversation between two friends. It happens to now be posted online. We are simply exercising our right to free speech under the First Amendment, and this episode is not meant to be a reliable data source or a tool for any kind of political influence. We also want to continue to highlight that we are open to all opinions, and we are always game for a healthy debate to help us all better understand each other. So please feel free to reach out. Perspectives and experiences are valuable no matter where they come from. Lastly, because so much of this larger conversation does feel out of our control, we wanted to provide something that is within all of our control. So if you are able, please consider donating to one of these causes. The first that we chose is Northwest Immigrant Rights Project. This is an organization who promotes justice by defending and advancing the rights of immigrants through direct legal services, systemic advocacy, and community education. We also love their emphasis on keeping families together. There's also the Refugee Women's Alliance, which is an organization that supports thousands of refugees and immigrants each year through ESL classes, employment and job training, housing assistance, behavioral health, counseling, citizenship and immigration legal services, domestic violence support, and childcare support. There's also Fix Democracy First, which is an advocacy organization focusing on achieving fair elections and government policies that reflect the will of the people, not the power of money. And of course, for those of you who are not in the Pacific Northwest, there is the American Civil Liberties Union, who is doing great things on a national level. If you are still listening, thank you so much for sticking with us. This is obviously a very out of the ordinary intro and episode as a whole. I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy. I don't know if that's the right word. I hope you relate. I hope you find something beneficial about this episode. We truly can't wait to hear your thoughts. Please, please, please let us know what you think. Did it resonate? Did you love it? Did you hate it? We don't plan on having a lot of political conversations, but we just felt it was important to make sure that this was included. It was a very natural conversation. It was not as planned, as I mentioned, but it's here to stay. So without further ado, let's do it.
What's that?
Which is the theme of the day.
I mean,
fuck it.
Fuck it, let's go. What was that one guy who said, fuck it, we'll do it live? Ted
Cruz. I have no idea what you're talking about. Ted Cruz.
Not Ted Cruz. Obviously not Ted Cruz.
Did you just see that interview? Oh my God. Tucker Carlson just interviewed him recently. Did you see it?
You son of a bitch, it's Monday. Let's go.
Oh, but you'll have to. Well, sure. Look. Don't touch it.
Okay. Tucker Carlson.
Interviewed Ted Cruz last week, and the interview is quite good. He's like, because Ted Cruz is like, it says in the Bible that above all else, we have to, protect Israel. And Tucker Carlson was like, yeah, but what's the definition of Israel? Is it a geographic definition? Is it like lines on a map? Is it the current Israeli government? Is it Israel 2025 that the Bible wrote about? Like, what is your definition of Israel? And he couldn't answer any of those questions.
Of course he couldn't.
I know. But like, it was very good. I was pleasantly surprised by good old Tuck.
Maybe it's Tucker Carlson that was like, fuck it, let's do it live. I think it was Now I need to look it up.
Look it up.
I'm punching like a gremlin over here. What are these conditions?
Oh wait, should we intro? La la la. La. Hi friends.
Hi.
I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Tori.
And this is
It's nothing.
It's everything. It is a hot mess of a podcast.
God.
We are on our second recording of the day, and that first one was a hot mess. I don't know what we talked about, but it'll be there. It'll be somewhere. Okay, so
No, it wasn't him.
who did it?
This guy. He was a who Bill O'Reilly.
Oh, good old Bill. What happened to him? Where's he at?
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Auto Parts.
Where's Bill O'Reilly? I don't know.
Being disgruntled somewhere. He's got some big feels.
Yeah. Well, he's the one that said, "Fuck it, let's do it live."
But what was he talking about?
Don't know.
Oh, sure.
Oh, he's hosting a podcast. He'll be on next week with us. Do you think
Right after Michelle Obama.
after Michelle Obama? Okay. No spin news. Oh God.
Bill O'Reilly does no spin news?
Yep.
Oh.
After being dismissed from Fox News in 2017 due to sexual misconduct.
Yeah, you seem like a person who is trustworthy to provide information without any kind of slant.
Ooh, trash. That's okay.
Sure. Can we just learn at this point? Like, can we just
No.
learn? I mean, clearly we
Hard
can't
pass.
because look at the people that are still in positions of power.
Mm.
But can we just learn that if you put like a shady, manipulative, dishonest, selfish person in a position of power, they're always going to serve their own best interests and lie to the people about what they're doing?
Because they're selfish.
And shady
Uh-huh.
and manipulative
Yeah.
and dishonest
But they have money,
and
probably.
self-serving. Well, of course, everyone in positions of power have money. That's why they're there. That's how they got there.
That's what I'm missing.
You don't see poor people in politics.
No.
You don't see any politicians representing the poors.
I don't think so. We wouldn't be hearing about them, even if there were.
Well, they wouldn't have the money.
The good civil servants of actual
Yes,
America,
yes.
right? Are
There are
doing,
many a good civil servants
Yes.
of actual America.
We just
It's
don't get to hear about them because
the
they're not-
loud ass mouthpieces.
Yeah, because they're not
that
making the loudest noise.
sound like assholes and act like assholes and bomb other countries for I don't want to say no reason, but like for bad reasons.
Yeah,
It's a dark week. I'm having a hard time this
I
week.
see.
It's a dark
Yeah.
week. It's a dark week.
it's only Monday.
We're in a yucky time in this world.
Yeah,
We're in a yucky time. And I just look around at these options we have for parties, political parties,
mm-hmm.
and I want to light everything on fire. I want to burn it all down and start over. All of it. Burn it all down.
Who's the guy that told Trump to just bring it on? He was like, "Come arrest me, then." Who's that guy?
Gavin Newsom?
Yeah.
The
Do we hate that guy?
Governor of California. Ooh, he's a gray area for me.
I've heard of that.
I like some of the things that he's done, and I really dislike some of the things that he's done. But he is going out of his way to look for a fight with Trump right now, and I'm
I'm kind of here for it.
sure somebody's got to do
I'm
it.
here for
Everyone else
anybody
keeping their
to do
fucking
it.
mouth shut about it.
Yeah, I'm here for
Like,
really anybody.
where is literally any Democrat? Where? We got the indies, we got the independents, we got good old Bernie Sanders and AOC doing like national tour
kind of stuff.
press
yeah.
events.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hold it.
And then everyone else is silent, and it's very stupid. On both sides.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing a lot of keeping their mouth shut right now, and it's quite upsetting.
Sorry, I'm
What do
really
we?
struggling.
How can I help you?
It won't. Like, I'm literally holding it up
Okay,
by
hold
my
on.
by my arms, by my armholes. Nick, cut this out. Okay. This is what it was when I walked in, but like then this didn't want to stay up. It's tired. So that's why I tried to do this move, but then it was like too much weight that way. Damn it. Oh, no.
No.
Because there's like nothing attached to this.
Well,
right?
this is just to attach it to the mic
Yeah,
arm.
I know, because this is
the problem.
Swivel bits.
This is old and janky.
Much like myself. No, that's not. Maybe.
Why did that work? That's dumb. Okay, sure. I don't know what the rules are, but why not?
Here's the problem with talking about politics, though, is that I'm not ignorantly blissful,
Sure.
but like I'm just so frustrated.
Yeah.
That, and there's so many people yelling.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, show me when that's ever worked.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where I'm like, the loudest person in the room should never be the person with the most power.
No. And as long as modern politics look like dick measuring contests, we're never going to go anywhere good.
Yeah.
There's way too much ego involved in politics.
Yeah.
And there's way too much chasing power involved in politics.
Yeah.
It's almost like we should see actual diversity in politics and not old white men representing all of the people who exist.
Yeah.
It's almost like we should put people who can practice practical decision making in positions of power. It's almost like some men are too emotional to be politicians.
Yeah.
Oh,
They just weren't hugged enough. Or maybe they were hugged too much.
or yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's all, yeah. And I mean, that's where, you know, with conservatives or liberals or what, you know, all the titles that we adopt, the labels that we adopt. I'm like, listen, here's the thing. I can't have a political debate. That's not my strong suit.
Sure.
I can tell you who's a good person though.
Yeah.
And I can tell you who's not.
Yeah.
And like, if that's not obvious at this point, if that's not fucking obvious, then I don't even know how to start with you.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to have a conversation with you, because that's just a morality thing, in my opinion.
Well, morals and politics don't often go hand in hand.
Right.
They're not great
But
bedmates.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about just like the people in the world, the people out on the streets.
Yeah.
You know, the people who want to debate in my face about why Trump's a good person.
Well, he's not a good person.
But exactly. But I'm like, show you, the person who believes in him, show me why you think that.
Yeah, show
Because
your
I
work.
actually want to understand. I want to have a conversation. I want to understand why you get one vote and why you gave that one vote.
Well, to me, choosing to vote for him is not the same as believing he's a good person.
But yes, and yes, and you got one vote. Like, I don't care. I don't care that he had better business shenanigans, which he doesn't. That's been proven over and over.
Yeah,
that
he's
his
actually
business is
really
trash.
bad at business.
He's really bad at business. His numbers aren't making sense. He cannot have a coherent sentence. He has proven that multiple times. But I'm like, cool. So like the people who are like, oh, well, I believe in his whatevers.
Sure. He's going to clean up the streets.
He's going to clean up the streets.
He's going to, well, yeah, of course he has, because he goes to elementary school graduations and pulls parents out of the audience while kids are getting their kindergarten diplomas and deports the parents so that the kids have no one to go home to. He's really cleaning up the streets, Tor. He's doing a great job.
Exactly. He is not a good person. I don't care what his fucking politics were. Yeah. That's where I get all ragey and I want to burn things down, because I'm like, I can't have a political debate with you, but I can tell you what a good person is, and that's
he's not it. Yeah.
And you backed him.
Yeah.
Vote for somebody else who's got closer, anything.
I mean, part of the problem is that there wasn't.
There wasn't anybody else, but I mean, like, there's the thing. I got into a conversation, if you will,
spirited.
Yes, with a close friend of mine about immigration and all of that.
Oh, and all the people that are like in the middle of an incredibly broken immigration process who have been trying to get trying to change their immigration status since 2005, and the process is so fucking broken they can't move forward. But because they've been in process for 20 years, they can still get deported because our system is broken.
He was saying like they're illegal. They're illegal, right? Like they, even if they're trying, like wherever they are in the process, they're still illegal. They're here illegally, but this is also, they were saying this is what's making it hard. And I said, so to me, that sounds not like the person's problem. That sounds like the system's problem.
100%.
So instead of fucking going into schools and stealing parents because we're fixing the problem, quote unquote, it's like, because they're illegal, fix the fucking problem, which is you're just putting a yucky, dirty Wild Waves Band-Aid on this oozing wound that is the system. Yeah. So like, stop, like what
yeah.
Malfunction.
Oh no, she broke down.
Oh, no.
She fried.
This is why having political conversations for me, it goes nowhere, because, and why I like, I'm not, yet again, I'm not ignoring it, but it's so hard because I malfunction, because I'm like, at the end of the day, those things are not good things.
Yeah. That is not a net positive.
No, where is it in any way taking families, ripping families apart?
Yeah. Especially when that's the party who pretends to be so focused on protecting the child.
Shit, man.
That's some Disney villain shit. Like, and it's all about the child and the children. Oh, we do it for the children. Like that woman in Georgia who has been brain dead since her fetus was 9 weeks old, and they kept her on life support until her body started decomposing. So they had to mutilate her dead body.
It's hard because I'm like, don't run away, people listening to this podcast, but also
like, let's call it what it is. She did not give birth. She was not alive. She was not functioning. She was her body was functioning based on machines keeping her body alive, not by her own choice or the choice of anyone in her family or friends or people who knew her or loved her or cared about that baby, by the fucking government, who then forced doctors to go in and surgically remove the baby, mutilate her dead body, surgically remove the baby because her body was decomposing, and then bring a 1 pound, 13-ounce baby out into the world and hook it up to machines. And who's paying those hospital bills, by the way? Not the fucking government.
No.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
And who's going to raise that baby now?
Yeah.
But this party that claims to be all about the family and all about the children and children first is making these decisions. This is what we always talk about, right? Your words and your actions, they're not lining up, babes.
They're not lining up, babes.
They're not lining up, babes.
Yeah.
You want to talk about keeping drag queens away from children while...
You know who's never molested a kid?
Thank you.
You know who's never shot anybody? A fucking drag queen.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got statistics, babes.
Statistics saying there's never... Maybe, I mean, never's a hard word to say, but like, it's not great.
Yeah.
The data on that is not on their side, let's just say.
Well, right. And the argument that we want to keep drag queens away from children because they're going to do, I don't know what they're going to do to the children. Brainwash them into putting on wigs and makeup.
So like any musical theater performer.
But we're not going to keep men away from children who are 97% of the time the fucking predator.
Yeah.
The math ain't mathin'.
The math ain't mathing. It sounds like we have some unhealed wounds.
Yeah, it sounds like your mom wasn't very nice to you when you were little and now you want to take it out on everyone else.
Yes. That's exactly. But I'm like, how is that not obvious?
Yeah.
How is that not obvious?
It's not obvious to people who are in the same position or people who are in the same mindset.
There's this amazing therapist. I know you've seen it. I cannot remember his name right now. On the gram, and he was like, I'll have to find him. Jeffrey.
Oh, he's a PNW guy, right?
Maybe
long face.
Yes. But man, he was like, it's how obvious it is about the narcissistic, like when you have such big daddy issues, you're always gonna be striving to prove your worth.
Yep.
You're always gonna be even, and masking it with this machismo.
Mm-hmm.
I am bigger.
Yeah, my dick is so big.
My dick is so big and girthy it can knock down villages.
Yeah.
That visual is gross.
What's funny is I imagined like a little Christmas nativity.
Well, we have to laugh, otherwise we cry. Because,
That's right.
like, I mean, that going back to that pregnant lady.
Yeah.
I mean, I read half of the article about it.
Yeah, it's awful.
And I had to stop because I was like, my whole inside just seized up.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, how is this not like, how is it not obvious? I'm short circuiting again because I'm just, I don't know where to go. And I feel the thing about it is like, I want to know what to do.
Well, and the people who support that are like fervent.
Still, yes. But like, I want to hear from the people who voted for Trumpity Trump, who do regret it, who do like see it. I'd like to know if, like, for me, it's like a humanity issue. I'm like, are we all still digging our heels in? Or have any of us, like, if we had to go back, knowing what we know now, would we go back and still make that same choice?
Sure.
I know that's like not even possible, but well, who knows?
Yeah. Is he doing all the things that you hoped and dreamed he would do for you?
Can you afford your eggs?
Yeah.
Is food cheaper? Because
is inflation down?
Because I'm going to tell you right now, I go to Fred Meyer's.
I think I've heard that about you before.
Yeah. I'm going to get him to be a sponsor. We're going to be sponsored by Fred Meyer's.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine? And, but I mean, I noticed in like, ever since January, like the amount of, I buy the same shit, right? I buy the same shit. And all of a sudden I was like, why is my whole paycheck is going.
Yeah.
So like, I like turn to my conservative friends. I'm like, is this the thing that you wanted? And I asked that from the bottom of my heart. I'm asking that not out of like spite or humor or anything. I'm just like, is this what we were going for?
Yeah. I mean, that's the same, honestly. Like I am never looking for a fight when I choose to talk about these things, but it's like, if we are ever going to get to a point where we are willing to see one another's side, it has to start somewhere, right? And like, that's the only way that this fucking insanity that is going on in our country is going to change, is if we are willing to see or hear the other person's perspective and not just like blindly full sail whatever the fuck our quote unquote party representative is selling to us.
Or the news, right? Because we all like, I think that's the other nasty caveat of it is like, those people are probably watching a Fox News, a more conservative led situation. So they're hearing what they need to hear to keep believing in what they're hearing. And they're looking at us and being like, oh, she only watches Rachel Maddow, you know, like, and that's therefore you're only going to believe what you believe. Right. And so like, I think I literally said this last night. I was like, I feel like I need to watch Fox News.
It's
just for a sec, just so that I can understand. Yeah. Because it's coming yet again from a place of wanting to understand. Yeah. And because I don't want to fight about it. I don't want to keep debating about it. I don't want to keep feeling like this. But also, the world is slowly disintegrating. And so I'm like, it's more important than the feelings of those around me. And yet again, I feel hopeless.
I mean, I think. And I also, no, I mean, I do too.
I also think that
because the gap continues to widen. Yeah. To where it's a fucking canyon. And to your point, the people who want to watch Fox News live and breathe what they see on Fox News and take it as gospel. Regardless of whether or not it's been disproven. And honestly, the same thing happens with CNN. It's both sides. Guys, if you want a truly neutral media source, Reuters. Where's the ad fontes? Wait, let's see if I can find it. Okay, ad fontes media chart bias. This is 2024 edition. We've got... Lord, it is crammed up in there. BBC.
What's crammed up in
BBC
there?
Still holding steady. We've got BBC. We've got...
What are you looking at right now?
Forbes. I'm looking at the Ad Fontes media bias chart.
Okay.
ProPublica now skews slightly left. They used to be more in the center. BBC, ABC, Stars and Stripes. I don't know who that is. But like I said, Forbes, Newsweek, MSN. I don't know if I mean, I guess Ad Fontes puts a lot more time, money, and energy into this research than I do. So,
Yeah.
but
I like MSN.
I like MSN.
Mhm.
Reuters is typically my go-to. I love a Reuters. Find neutral media sources, you guys, or you go to Ad Fontes and see how they have rated media outlets, and then pick one for yourself.
Yeah.
But like, if you want truly neutral, unbiased media, find it. Don't sit there with your Fox News playing on TV all day long and then be like, the media is so corrupt. If you want a neutral media source, if you want to complain about how corrupt the media is while simultaneously letting Fox News play in the background on your TV all day long, hi, you're part of the problem.
Probably the people that follow us or listen to us are those people.
No, but
I mean, that would be my guess.
Go find a neutral media source. If you care about unbiased media, then you have to invest your time, money, and energy into it.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to then absorb unbiased media.
What inspired us to talk about this today?
I don't know. I was feeling sad about the state of the world. I was feeling sad about the fact that we bombed Iran. Oh, and then they bombed us back. Shocking. Things escalated? Oh my God, what? So, just a bunch of dicks measuring their dicks.
Yeah, what?
And calling it leadership.
Yeah. Which is rough.
Yeah. It's not that. It's not that. We need the old white men to go. So I love some of them. Probably not any of the politicians.
I'm like, if you want to live like that, then just stay in your lane. Stop trying to affect everybody around you. Stop trying to affect people of color. Stop trying to affect trans lives. Stop trying to affect the LGBTQIA+ community. Leave everyone the fuck alone, please.
Yeah.
Like,
those people.
I understand that you don't get it. Like, you don't understand they, them. You don't understand, sleeping with the same gender. You don't understand that. And that's okay.
Yeah. You don't have to.
It's not your life.
That's not your life.
I've had a conversation with somebody in my life who are like, I don't understand. Like, it's fine. They don't care. They're like, I don't care that trans people I'm like, yes, live here. Live your life. Yeah. Great. I don't understand they, them. I cannot understand it. That is plural. That is not that you're changing the English language.
But in other languages, there are no gender assignments. There are no pronouns for children. In other languages, all children are referred to as they, them.
But also, at the end of the day, it doesn't affect you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to be called they, them. You don't have to understand it. You have to be respectful and empathetic to other people's wants and needs.
Yeah.
Period. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Because who cares? I don't care that conservatives live in my life. Right? You live. If you want to go to sleep to Fox News, that's fine. But don't then come out into the world and be like, it's the only way to live, and the rest needs to be burned down. Because fuck off, Jerry. No,
come on, Jerry.
I don't know. Sorry, Jerry's of the world. I don't know. It's the
Jerry's
first
trash.
Jerry, or Glenn.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's where I get up and I'm like, leave it alone.
Yeah.
Those are children.
Those are children.
Those are children. Those are people just trying to live a life. Yeah. Leave them alone. Keep your business. Keep your hands to yourself. Did you not learn it? Did you not if you have nothing good to say nothing at all kind of vibe?
I mean, no.
You didn't learn that. You didn't learn stay in your lane, Mary. You didn't learn nothing. None of that. Stay in your lane.
Yeah. Sorry, I really took us on a wild ride there. But here's the thing. Because I get it. I mean, truly I get it. When we thought that the Democratic candidate was going to be fucking what's his name? Joe Biden again?
Oh yeah.
Would I
I
have
was like, that's the best, you guys?
would I have voted for him over Trump?
Mhm.
Like, it's hard for me to say out loud, but I think the answer is probably yes.
There was no other option.
But that's my point. So, like, on the flip side, I understand why people are like, I voted for Trump because I didn't have a fucking choice. Like, I get that mindset because I feel like I would have done the same on the opposite side, even though Joe Biden had no business spending another 4 years running our country. No business whatsoever. He proved the first time around that he wasn't so great. But we are in the quote unquote democracy that we live in, we get candidates handed to us
Yeah.
by the conventions, by the political conventions who put them up on a pedestal and then allow us to vote. But they make every single decision up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really a democracy if we can only pick one of two people, both of which were handed to us without any of our own input. Like people overwhelmingly expressed disinterest in Trump, overwhelmingly expressed disinterest in Biden.
Yeah.
And yet both
That gives me hope.
parties, both parties were like, this is the guy.
That's it, though. That's it. That's the leader.
No.
It's the best we have.
No.
You know who we need? Jed Bartlett from West Wing.
Come on, Jed. You know who we need? I can't even think of his name. From Newsroom. Who's Jeff Daniels' character?
Jeff Daniels.
What's his-
Just
what's
Jeff
his-
Daniels, period.
We just need Jeff Daniels to run the country.
God, I mean, but
Honestly.
Martin Sheen, still
Yeah.
alive.
My aunt.
Martin does headstands and yoga every single day. He is in his 80s and he's still like crushing it.
Obsessed.
I'm obsessed with him.
I love him.
And he is my president forever and always.
Yeah.
It's funny because for somebody I was growing up was not into politics. I think it's just forever in my life been overwhelming.
Sure.
Ever since I was a kid. And it wasn't until probably Obama that I got like kind of intrigued by it.
Mm.
But I will say I have watched West Wing more times than I can count from top to bottom. From top to bottom, it's like how I used to fall asleep. And
Do I need to watch it?
Huh?
Do I need to watch it?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay.
And oh my God, yes. The acting alone, top notch. Like it's incredible.
Okay.
I have all 10. Well, I used to. No, I still do. I think 10 DVD sets. Don't know how to watch a DVD.
DVDs?
Yeah.
Put it in the PlayStation.
Oh. Because I have I like used to collect DVDs. Like that was my collection.
Yeah.
And I still have, those CDs, the books.
Yes,
of
the
CDs.
binders.
They're all
the zip binders.
I have 5 of them that are just chock-a-block head to toe, all DVDs. And I used to go to like Blockbuster and they'd have like the $1 ones. And in college, I would just like
buy them up.
And I would buy them.
Oh my God, I used to do that. I used to do that at the Tower Records in Times Square.
Oh yeah,
because they had everything for $1.
Yep.
They had the dollar bins.
Yep.
Oh, and I was poor. But that was also back in the time when I would take my Discman on the subway.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a messenger bag with my zippy CD, the zippy binders with all my CDs in it.
Yes.
Fucking painful.
Remember,
so painful.
Right? Think about
so
what we had
heavy.
to hang around our necks when we were kids.
I would schlep a messenger bag with at least 2 of those CD binders on the subway everywhere I went. Why did I need 2 fucking binders of CDs? I couldn't just like pare it down to a couple. It's so true. Depend on the mood.
You don't know when you need Avril or you need Backstreet Boys.
Yeah. Or Toad the Wet Sprocket, Who the fuck? What? I just remember that band. They had
That's a band?
They had they had a
That's
song
the
on
name they landed on?
They had a song on the Friends soundtrack.
Wait. Also another one that I watched
every
single night. And I will say it doesn't live up to when I watch it now.
Oh, don't worry, they're still touring.
Who's touring?
Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Toad the Wet Sprocket. If you're a fan, we want to hear from you.
I want to what?
If you're a listener,
I walk on the ocean and it's like a very West Coast band. And wait, what's the one song that they I'm not gonna find it. Anyway, they're from Santa Barbara, of course they are.
Oh, sure.
Of course they are. Anyway, what a time.
Anyway, West Wing, Jed Bartlett is my president, and I think you should watch it. I actually started to rewatch it when Trump came around the second time to try to feel better.
Yeah.
And it made me feel worse.
Yeah.
Because I said, how can you create this kind of like how how
Yeah.
like how are we here? This is fiction. The thing that I'm watching is fiction, and it's the world I actually want to live in.
Yeah.
And then we have
reality, which
from
is
a reality TV star.
yeah, who nationally televises meetings with leaders of other countries and lies to their faces and berates them on camera for ratings.
Yeah, that was man, I couldn't watch that either. I started to watch that with Slinksy. Oh well, fucked up that name.
Zelensky.
Zelensky.
Yeah.
I am not hydrated enough to say that name. And I got like a few minutes in and I was like, I can't.
No, it's horrible.
I can't. Like I know what's about to happen.
And also, like, you are leaders. Your job is to set examples for people.
Yep.
Ew.
Yep. And why is Elon there?
Well, he's not anymore.
No, he's not anymore.
Mom and Dad are fighting.
I did enjoy that. That was fun to watch. That was the reality TV I do want to watch.
Yeah, more of that.
Would you know he's still on the board
of Tesla? I think he has to be. He just got fired as CEO.
Oh.
But his board position doesn't go away.
Oh.
He just doesn't get to be in charge of the company anymore.
Well,
but
good.
When you're on the board, you're still in charge of the decision making.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. God bless.
Woo! What a time.
What a time.
I just feel like, why can't we just be nice to each other?
Why can't we be friends? Oh, Will McAvoy. That's who Jeff Daniels played.
Will McAvoy.
Will McAvoy.
Also a fantastic show.
Yes, so good. The writing, come on. If Will McAvoy...
Well, you know who wrote it?
Yeah, Sorkin. West Wing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 That super clip, super fast.
So, like, what happens in his brain all day? I want to be inside of that man's brain.
Well, for a while, cocaine.
Well,
sorry, Aaron.
Sorry, Aaron.
But then newsroom, because he went away on the West Wing for like a season when all the cocaine came out.
Oh, sure.
And so he got axed, and then the show that season wasn't as good. And so they brought him back, and then it skyrocketed.
Also, like, isn't it wild that a writer doing cocaine is grounds for termination?
And yet rape.
And the president can rape people and it doesn't fucking matter.
No, because he has more money.
Gross.
Man, this is a dark episode.
It's dark times. These are some dark times.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily the sun is out until 10 p.m. So, you know.
We should put
at least we don't have a
disclaimer
sure.
on this one being like, if you're not in the mood.
Yeah. If you're not in the mood to talk about the sadness of our current state. Yeah. But at least we don't have seasonal affective disorder.
Not right now. It's beautiful out. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like people come to our podcast to not think about it, though.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why we started our podcast, right? Because it's like we just want a corner of good.
So, yeah.
And to be fair, this is not a political podcast. It's not going to be a topic of conversation in every episode, or even most episodes, or even many episodes,
or ever again.
Yeah, like it's going to be it's going to be peppered throughout, very sparingly, because
we also sit in a seat of privilege.
We sit in a seat of hella privilege.
We do. Which needs to be acknowledged. I think it needs to be acknowledged that we're two white ladies.
We are two white ladies.
We're two white ladies who, you know, have roofs over our head, have food in our houses, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and
have husbands who, with the most privilege, white men husbands, who have the most privilege and who help us to provide. Mm-hmm. So we are very privileged. And also, I think it's important to use the privilege that I have to talk about the things that matter to me.
Yeah. One, to help those who can't.
Yeah.
Who are actively being oppressed. Mm-hmm. Like that's bananas to me.
Which is still us, by the way, but on a much smaller scale than most others. We just don't get to have autonomy over our own bodies. But like, we don't get judged based on the color of our skin or the language that we speak, because we speak English.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel sad now.
I know.
I just want to curl up and...
I mean... I don't know where to go. I mean, I don't know where to go from there. Other than just like that. That's my biggest. I don't care about politics aside. Like, treat humans like they're fucking humans.
I mean, that's the thing. I don't
Those people who are like slamming Bibles into people's faces, being like, "That's not what Jesus did. He loved people."
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. The dude hung out with 12 men, okay, for a long time. And loved a prostitute. A frosty prosty? Get up in here, bitch.
She's a sex worker.
She's sorry. Well, not back in the day, but you know, that's what they called him back in the day.
But also, like,
But she is a sex worker.
Was she a prostitute? Or was she just a lady who liked to hang out with men? Was she just a woman who...
I think he took
Was
everybody.
she just a... I do too. Was she just a woman who enjoyed the pleasure of her own body and was labeled and shamed for it?
Yes. No, I don't think that. No.
I mean, to be fair,
Not a
I didn't
woman was
read the
thinking about that.
fucking Bible.
I did, and like
I read parts of it. I was in Awanas. I would get little badges for my Awanas vest if I memorized Bible verses.
what's Awanas?
Awanas is like a Bible camp,
Oh, never went
like
to
an after-school Bible camp.
camp, but I did go to a Catholic school, Catholic high school.
Yeah.
Where we got our nun fired.
Oh,
My class did.
you rebelled.
We did.
What did she do?
She was just
to upset you
I mean,
so?
she was pretty unkind and pretty old school. She wasn't hitting kids, but she was unkind to kids.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we just didn't like how she was treating us, and so we said something about it.
That's very PNW.
Mm-hmm. And we were just
which
like,
I love.
Everybody was scared of her until now, and now we're like, listen, she's not very nice. And if you're proclaiming, I mean, this is the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
She was not nice to people who she didn't like, and it's like then move your body, Sister Sarah. Like, you don't need to be here.
Also, you're a teacher. You don't get to pick and
You don't get to pick and choose who
you
you like.
teach.
You teach.
I mean, this
period.
is the larger conversation, right? It's like the same thing with parenting.
Mhm.
You don't get to pick and choose when you choose to teach your child versus when you choose to punish them. I mean, you can, and most parents do, but like, your job as a parent is to be a teacher.
Mhm.
So teach. And if
Mhm.
they're making mistakes, and if they're making what you perceive to be the wrong decision, teach them.
Mhm.
Teach them. Oh my God.
But that's where the bigger conversation outside of that is like the people who are the MAGAs of the world, right, are teaching hate.
Yeah.
And then those kids are going to go out and hate.
I mean, we're seeing it.
Yes.
The Andrew Tates of the world.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, I don't want to send my kid out there.
No.
And
then
they're
this whole,
little white kids, right? Like, they don't
Yeah.
even have anything,
Yeah.
fortunately,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Fortunately, to worry about. But also, you.
Except for this male loneliness epidemic that everyone keeps talking
There's a male
about.
loneliness epidemic.
Oh, you didn't know that?
There's so many issues in the world. I can't keep up with all of them.
Tori, men are lonely because they can't keep treating women like garbage and then find a wife. It's really hard.
The hypocrisy.
Trash. If you're
Of
if
everything.
you are a lonely man, I'm gonna go ahead and just say, go out there and get some skills. get some
Mhm.
people skills. Look in the mirror.
Point the fingers back at yourself, friend. Like,
Yeah.
get to know yourself.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Right?
Get to know
Get
yourself.
your daddy issues under control.
Yeah, go to fucking therapy. Guess what, guys?
And don't make fun of people who do go to therapy.
Yeah. Take care of yourself. Taking care of your mind is part of taking care of your body. We exercise for our body.
Mm-hmm.
We do therapy. We meditate for our mind. Your
Mhm.
brain, by the way,
Part of your body?
part of your body, like a pretty big part of your body. Like, I know your skin is the largest organ in your body, but like, your brain's pretty close behind.
That's right up there with the bladder.
So you might want to take care of it. Just an idea.
It's just an idea. We're just throwing out spitball.
Just spitballing.
Spitballing it.
Just throwing shit at the wall.
It's spaghetti style. What sticks?
Spaghetti legs.
Misogyny? No.
No.
That's right down.
Ugh.
Being a racist? Not cute.
Get out of here.
Don't like it.
No.
Even those like offhanded jokes that used to be funny in the 90s, don't. They're not anymore.
No.
I mean, I still have some moments with certain people in my life who will like make jokes. And I love a ha-ha moment.
Sure. But
You
like,
know?
we don't say that's gay anymore.
But we don't say that's gay anymore. Or be like, you know,
And like,
I mean,
my
any
friend,
of the racist jokes you can possibly
Yeah.
come up with. Like,
Yeah.
right, where it's like, it's jovial. It's not. You look like the dick.
yeah, you are a yucky person. You're just showing everyone how yucky you are.
And now I feel comfortable being like, no,
Yeah,
not anymore.
no.
No more.
Let's
Like,
get with the times, babe.
and
Let's get a
listen,
little
yet
smarter. Let's
again,
get a little
right.
kinder, get a little smarter.
Make better comedy jokes.
Yeah.
Don't offend me with those trash jokes.
Yeah.
That's low hanging fruit, Brian.
That's not comedy anymore.
That's not comedy
We evolved
anymore.
from that.
We don't just make fun of people to find laughter.
Yeah.
It was the vibe. That's what I was saying, like about Friends, watching Friends now. It does not hold up.
No.
Because a lot of it was gay shaming, fat shaming.
Yes.
I mean, they
It was
had
the time.
one black woman on there the entire 10 seasons.
Yeah.
Right. So like it was the times, but that was the times of comedy.
Yep.
Right. And the comedy
And it was bad comedy. It wasn't good.
It was also good. But I mean, don't get me started. I love a Friends though. I was the 7th friend. In college, I was the 7th friend. I loved them so hard.
You were there at Central Perk every morning.
Every morning, and I said, "Where's Rachel?
Come on, Rach.
She's
Where's
forgotten my
Gunther?
coffee again." But also, that's but that's nostalgia. But we can just like look back at that and be like, "Ooh, whoops, let's learn.
Yeah,
Let's
learn.
get better."
Let's
Because you're
get
allowed
smarter.
to make mistakes. I mean, this is where I just hope all the people with like the Trumpies that are look back at this moment and be like, "Whoops."
Yeah.
If we survive it,
Also, yeah.
and that's where I'm like, some mistakes are
Irreversible.
irreversible.
Yeah, some mistakes we don't get to learn
Did we
from
not-
because
from
we
the
did
first
too much
time?
damage.
What did we not? The listeners can't see me. I am
Yeah.
gesticulating so hard to the past.
So hard.
Where I'm just
I'm
like,
worried about your
back there,
shoulder.
Did
You're
we,
gonna
not learn?
Pinch something.
I know. My rotator cuff's gonna pinch. Anyway. But yeah, it was just,
Yeah, learn and also just like be
taking people's rights away.
it's the lack of self-awareness. Also, like, what makes you believe you get to make decisions for the lives of other people? I will never forget early in the pandemic.
Mhm.
My dad I'm like, do I talk about this?
Mm.
He's not a bad person. My dad was talking about how it was the herd immunity message that kept
Oh,
getting
yeah.
parroted, right?
Yeah.
Like no
Cows.
no quarantines, no masks, no vaccines, just herd immunity. Just expose everyone to COVID as quickly as possible. We build herd immunity, we move on with our lives. I was like, yeah, but that requires people dying, Dad. And he was like, and he was like, yeah, but like, people
Just the
die.
weak
It
ones.
was the same bullshit. People die of the flu, people. And I was like, well, I can't think of anyone in my family that I would be willing to sacrifice so that America can quote unquote go back to normal. And he literally paused and he goes, oh, I didn't think about it that way. And on the one hand, I wanted to grab him by the head and shake him and be like, how do you not fucking think about that? And on the other hand, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
great. Here's a different perspective, my guy.
Yeah.
Let's stop thinking about ourselves and the economy. Let's stop thinking about capitalism as the prime function for decision making. Because the money doesn't fucking matter if there are no people.
Yeah.
We are not like, yeah.
There's your bumper sticker.
There's your bumper sticker.
Yeah.
Fuck your money. Fuck
Money
your
doesn't
money.
matter if there's no people. And I mean, yeah. Well,
Yeah. And that, like, I mean, into the eugenics, it's like a whole different argument
Yeah.
of like survival of the fittest. And
here's our ASMR moment.
it's gonna be, it's just the pressure building in
Yeah.
it's
We're
gonna
just
explode.
releasing. Yeah, we're just releasing our what are they called? Crockpots?
Yeah.
No.
Geyser. Old Faithful.
That's the cooking apparatus. The
Pressure cooker?
Pressure cooker? No. Fuck.
Smoker. Microwave.
You released the valve that they were so hot like 3 years ago.
air fryer?
No, but those are great. I didn't
Those are
believe in
great.
them, but I do now.
I love an air
I
fryer.
do love a
It makes everything
It cooks
easier.
my chicken so fast
and so good.
and so good.
Gets so crispy on the outside.
Wow.
Oh wow.
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 That's one of those things like my old manisms were like, nah, rub some dirt in it. And then I did it for the first because I was like overwhelmed by the buttons. Like, I was like,
Sure.
and then
Well, the cooking is different. The timing
and
is
the
different.
yes.
Yeah.
If it doesn't tell
And
me
you
on
have
the
to
back of a
preheat it.
bag,
Yeah.
how to do it with the air fryer, out. I'm like, no. What does that mean?
I shan't.
No. And I can't Google it. My fingers are broken.
I refuse to Google it.
It's too many steps for my cooking.
I get it. Cooking should be easy. But you still can't find it.
Cold.
What valve are we releasing?
Oh no. I can see it.
What does it do? Does it heat things?
Oh, you can cook stuff in it.
Does it?
It's like a crock pot, but it's got pressure.
But it's not a
Maybe
pressure cooker?
Maybe it's a pressure
It's a
cooker.
pressure
Have I
cooker.
been calling it something else this whole time?
A slow cooker.
It's a slow cooker thing?
Well, I'm just trying to think of things that are like crock pots. I think it's a pressure.
I think we're going to call it a pressure cooker.
Okay.
Call a friend. I'll take pressure cooker for 300. Oh, that's where my brain is.
Yeah. Yes, that I was a pressure cooker just then. It's
But
too,
I
there's
mean,
too,
one
it's
of the
too much.
goals for this, and I'm manifesting, I'm proclaiming it now
Yeah.
for this podcast, for everyone to hear, is that I want us to grow enough so that we can get money to give
Yes.
to people who are less privileged,
Yeah. To donate
know?
to
to donate
causes that actually
to. Mhm.
impact change
Yes.
on a structural level.
Yeah. And this
The
is
people who are fighting, because there are a lot of people out there fighting good fights.
so
A
many.
lot of people.
A lot.
And they are hella underfunded because they are not Elon Musk.
Yeah. And so I'm like, listen. And I mean, yeah, seeing the No Kings,
The No Kings rallies
oh my
around the
God,
country.
it
Well,
gave me so much.
Donald Trump's birthday parade.
The
had
squeaky wheel parade.
4 people.
That's what I
at it.
called it. That's what I call
Yeah.
it. Is the squeaky wheel parade. All the
Yeah.
going down. It's just like I mean,
Because there's
that's not obvious.
well, didn't you know it was fake news? All of the
Right.
images that we saw were fake news. There were so many people there. We just didn't see the real images. We just
Yeah.
saw fake news.
Well, and it rained, so people only love him if it's not raining.
So he has fair weather friends.
He has fair
Those aren't
weather
your friends, babe.
Donald, those aren't friends.
Donnie, my guy.
My guy, listen, I hope you listen to our podcast.
We hate
haven't-
you.
But we just think you need a hug.
But babe, we're praying for your soul, okay?
Yeah, I have a Bible I'll hit you in the face with. I'll do it.
I'll do
I'll do
it.
it repeatedly. I'm sure there's a long ass line that would get right up and behind me.
Sure.
You know?
But and to be fair, I don't want to inflict violence. Meeting violence with violence is how we got ourselves into this stupid ass mess that we're in. But yeah, I'd give him a hug. I'd say, "Hey, babe, you're okay. You okay? You
I
fine?"
couldn't do that. But I couldn't hug
I'd
him.
just lull him right to sleep.
With a chokehold?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'd hug
No
him
violence.
so hard.
I work out for this moment. Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's what somebody said on the West Wing. There's a whole scene where they're like, "What do you believe in the death penalty?" And the character said, "You know what I would do is he's like, I don't personally." He said, "But I would every night, right before bed, I would have them watch home videos of the people that they have hurt.
Ooh.
And then right before bed, a family member gets to come in and punch them right in the face."
Yeah.
He's like, and I know there's a long list of people. I'd be there. And maybe it doesn't say right in the face.
Sure.
But he was like, that's what I would do. Because just taking their life seems too easy.
No, it's an out.
Yeah. And
also, how do you punish someone for killing someone? By killing them. It's the same conversation. Who was just talking about this? About how the punitive parenting approach that had been so popular for so many years of like, if your kid doesn't listen, just fucking hit him.
Yeah.
Right. Or then it got to our generation and they were like, don't hit your kids, just spank them. Which, by the way, is still hitting your kids, you guys. But
she put lipstick on a pig, it's still a fucking pig. Even if it's a paddle with holes in it. You know what I'm saying?
But the argument, and I love this comparison, is like, why is it that in our country, for an adult to physically assault another adult is a punishable crime? They're equal. Someone who can defend themselves and fight back is a punishable crime. But for an adult to physically assault a child, if it is a parent-to-child relationship, we say that's parenting.
It's free.com.
That's fucking bananas.
Yeah.
That's bananas.
Yeah. Not great.
Not great. No. Like, maybe we should stop being hypocritical all the fucking time.
It's the hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy that drives me.
It's the hypocrisy.
Bananas. It drives me bananas. It's why, like, Pat and I grew up in religion.
Yeah.
Like, I went to a Catholic school. We used to go to church every Sunday. Like, both.
Yeah.
He and I, right?
We did too.
And it was the hypocrisy of it all. Like, being like, you're saying love thy neighbor.
Yeah.
But only if they look like you, act like you, sound like you.
Yeah.
Because then you turn around and you say to those people who don't look like you, act like you, and sound like you say, you can't sit with us.
Yep.
You full on mean girls them.
You can't sit with us. You can't drink from my water fountain. You can't
live with us. You can't live in this, like, it is a privilege.
You can't live in the
here
zip code.
The USA. And, like, the hypocrisy.
I know.
Like, it is.
It's garbage.
And same with abortion and all that. It's like, I mean, I think about that all the time, where the way I had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
Because I had a miscarriage between my two boys. It was, there was no heartbeat, but there was a fetus inside of me.
And it was.
And I couldn't.
Poisoning your body.
And I couldn't get it out naturally.
Yep.
Right? It wasn't going to just pass.
Yep.
And so I had to take a pill, one of the forms of abortion, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to help pass this. Otherwise, like, so to that person who's like, abortion is blah, blah, blah. I was like, so your option is me die.
Right.
Because of this dead thing floating around in my body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what's the other alternative? Like, I'm like,
yeah, make it make sense.
Make it fucking make sense. Or those ectopic pregnancies.
Ectopic pregnancies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Where, like, that they would die. The woman would die.
Yeah, but the people who are like foaming at the mouth, for the anti-abortion people who are foaming at the mouth about it, don't give a fuck. They don't. You cannot genuinely care about a woman's experience and make that argument.
Yeah.
And also, like,
are you going to turn around to your mom and be like, get back in the fucking kitchen, Martha?
I mean,
Brenda?
Maybe.
Kevin? Wait, no Kevins.
No, they can't have a trans mom. They hate trans people.
They hate
Come
trans
on.
They're just confused.
That's right. Same with my miscarriage. And we were living in a very strict Muslim country, a very religious country, where abortion was banned. And I had to fly to another country to have a DNC because I miscarried. And for 2 weeks, my OBGYN was like, oh, it'll pass naturally. It'll pass naturally. It'll pass naturally. I got a fever. I started getting rash all over my body. I literally was like, my skin was gray. I was like very clearly not well.
Not even to talk about like the mental disgust and like, or not disgust, but like the trauma. Thank you.
Yeah.
Of like having this
thing. And I kept going back. I kept going back and saying like, I don't feel good. Something feels wrong with my body. And they would do an ultrasound and, oh, some of the tissue is still there. And just wait. And fucking 2 weeks into just wait, Nick and I were like, it's time to go to Singapore. We literally, I mean, thank God I had a connection, a friend of a friend, my friend Noelle. Thank God for Noelle. Noelle reached out to a friend who was a boutique studio owner in Singapore, who I also knew. But that woman had also had reproductive health issues. And so Noelle reached out to her and said, hey, we have an emergency. Can you recommend someone? And she was like, oh my God, I'll call right now. She called. She was like, they can get you in tomorrow at 5 for the consult. They'll do the procedure. It was literally a Thursday. We flew to Singapore on a Friday, did the consult, had the DNC done on Saturday morning, and went back to Indonesia on Sunday. It was
Whoa.
awful.
Yikes.
Awful. So, and Rosin was with us.
Oh, yeah. Where would she go?
Where would she go? So we're not telling her what's going on, of course.
No, it's just like attention filled.
And also because of my
trip to Singapore,
long history with endometriosis, it was just like, oh, it's just like a, we're just going to get stuff taken care of. It's going to be just like a quick little beep boop. And then I was so sick and so fatigued and like so devastated.
Yes.
And we're staying in this tiny ass hotel room and I'm in so much pain.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Oh, yeah. I'll finish my,
Oh, yeah. When you take the,
I almost bled out.
Yeah.
Because like I took it and nothing happened. Nothing. They're like, you'll probably have some spotting. You'll probably blah, blah. I ended up back in the fucking hospital.
Yeah.
Because I was bleeding out.
Yeah.
And, and it was so painful.
Yeah, there's no way to explain because you have full on contractions when you take that. You have full on contractions and nobody warns you. They're like, oh, it's just going to be like period cramps. It's not fucking period cramps.
No.
It is uterine contractions.
It was a bloodbath in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
God love Pat, who was just like, whoa. And like woke up. Oh, it was so bad. It was so, I like blacked out. I'm having just real time moment of like, oh, I survived that. Good job, Tor.
Yeah. Way to go, babe.
Because same. But that's the thing is like, one, it's also like something that happens on the reg.
Yep.
And so for a man to come in, any man,
yep,
we're going to burn it down.
We're going to burn it down.
Like any man to come in and tell me anything about my body.
About your body.
Anything. If I have a hangnail too long, you shut your mouth, Kevin.
Yeah.
I'm going to complain about it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kick you in the nuts.
And also, guess what, motherfucker? If you have literally
Sorry to the Kevin.
never experienced something in your own body, guess how many opinions you get to have about it?
Yeah.
Fucking zero.
None.
Zero. And like we both have very traumatizing miscarriage stories.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that miscarriage is the only
option.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to say.
The only like extenuating circumstance in this conversation.
Yeah. No.
You don't get to decide what a woman does with her body ever. You don't get to make that decision.
Like,
if a woman wants to have an abortion, she gets to have a fucking abortion.
Yeah.
You don't get to force women into childbirth and parenting while not also holding the man accountable. It's the stupidest fucking thing I have ever, and it's just a form of control, right? It's a form of control. It's a form of power. It's a form of dick measuring.
One, if that child's born into a family that cannot afford it, think of the quality of life that child's about to experience.
And then also those parents are then shamed for using government services.
Yes.
They are forced to have children and then shamed for using government services. But it's okay because we actually just cut the budget for a bunch of those. So like WIC is gone. So like there aren't even any government services for them to utilize anymore. So you must have this child. You may not terminate it. And then also like go fucking figure it out.
Go figure it out.
And if you're not smart enough to get a job, then we're going to shame you for not being smart enough because everything is elitist. And it's not my fault that you're not smarter. And it's
or
not
that
even smart, right? It's education.
That you have to become a sex worker or sell drugs or do any of those, not great things, right? I mean, sex work's different, but like, and
I would even argue that some drug sales are different. A lot of them are not. A lot of them are very, very bad.
A lot of them are very, very bad.
Very, very, very bad.
Very, very bad.
If it's synthetic, stay away.
Stay away. That fentanyl's coming for a lot of people.
So scary.
Well, anyway, that's
so scary.
That's another. Should we just put all the sad topics in this
one
episode?
Just cram them all in. Scary drugs. Scary politics.
Yep. Scary life.
Scary life. Scary
There's our
reproductive health. Scary life.
Scary life.
And it's just us cheersing our coffee mugs.
Ew, that felt sad.
Well,
but also real.
'Tis the world we live in.
Yeah.
For better or for worse. And that's, I think, why I have had, multiple incredibly traumatic experiences at this point. I will stand on top of my soapbox
Mhm.
and scream loudly at
Mhm.
anyone who generally looks in my direction about it, because I refuse to sit back and just assume that my daughters are going to have the same experience.
Ugh.
I fucking refuse.
Yeah. Honestly, that was when I found out I was having a second boy, I was like sad.
Mm.
And then I was relieved.
Yeah.
Because I know what it feels like to be a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I yet again sit in a seat of privilege.
Yep.
Where I can go to a doctor and get help, or I can go, I have
Most of the time.
Well, most of the time. Right. That's also, they just closed down the women's clinic right by my house.
Yep. I saw that.
Just closed it down.
I saw that in one of the birth work groups that I was in. Everyone was like, where the fuck are people going to deliver babies now in south of Seattle?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I live. And also closed down the children's hospital or the children's wing.
Yep.
So now,
because they're not.
So now all the children have to go to children's hospital. Which, listen, I love children's hospital.
I love me Seattle Children's.
Oh my gosh, we will fundraise for them as well.
Sure.
Because they have saved Sawyer so many times, and me. I'm alive because of Seattle Children's.
Yeah.
My parents like to say that we paid for the carpet.
Well,
for how often I was there.
It's very thoughtful of them.
Yeah. But all the children are going to go there, and they're going to be flooded, and those poor doctors and those poor providers.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, like my doctor, our pediatrician, there's 2 of them, and they're like it. And I'm like, talk about how overwhelming that's got to be for them.
Yes. And providers are already so burnt out right now.
Personally, he's my brother-in-law. So like, I can't imagine like seeing everything kind of close in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Looking
around you as the walls are literally closing in and just being like, how do I maintain? You can't even think about forward progress because you literally
from science. I just I get seethy.
Yeah.
I mean, I get as mad as I get about everything else that we've talked about. Because I'm just like,
mad
I don't
today.
Make it fucking make sense.
It doesn't. But we'll spend more money to go drop bombs in other countries, so it's fine, and kill their innocent children
and throw birthday parties for himself. The squeaky wheel. It did give me hope seeing the King's Rally of like 13.1 million people.
Yeah, around the country.
Showing up and saying it's not okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
This is not
anymore. Okay. And my mom was in no, she wasn't in Savannah. She was somewhere. Spokane, maybe? I don't know.
Sure.
With an S.
Somewhere.
And she took her little signs and like didn't feel safe, because that was the other thing. Like so much yuck had happened up until that point. I didn't feel safe like going.
Yeah.
And by myself, right?
Yeah.
And so my mom she did not feel safe going by herself. And my dad was like busy or something. I can't remember what happened, but she like sat on her sidewalk outside the house they were staying in with her signs.
Got a girl.
How cute are you?
It's something, right? Like
it's something.
Anything is something.
Anything is something. Anything is everything.
Nothing.
It's nothing.
It's everything.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to.
We usually don't talk about sad stuff like this.
No, it was just so heavy on my heart today. And I mean, it is most times, but I feel like we take advantage of the opportunity to talk about things that are not so heavy on our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
That are like medium heavy or like medium light heavy. But this one's real heavy.
Much like my flow.
Oh, mine's real heavy. This one's much like this one's the endometriosis episode. This got the endometriosis flow.
No. Oh, no.
It's heavy and clotty. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's just hard times.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to be. I think optimism is a choice. And sometimes I think it's an ignorant choice. And sometimes I think it's a very powerful choice. Yeah. And I think that you and I have the ability to toe the line of using optimism as a tool really well.
Yeah.
But most of this podcast has only seen that side of us.
Yeah.
And not the other side of us. Because that other side of us is also real. Those are just the conversations we have when we're not recording. But it's just a weird time in our world right now. And I think it's important to talk about it. And, for a moment, take a moment to feel sad and dark and fucked up about it, and then carry on.
But just like, I mean, it's like we say, it's no feelings are bad feelings.
No.
Right? It's important that you acknowledge the feeling.
Yes.
Because it also means you're empathetic. That you're caring.
You're a human.
You're a caring human being. You're not, because I have been guilty of like just putting my head down, right? Different seasons of my life where I've just like put my head down. I'm just like,
you got to get through.
let's get through it. Early stages of parenthood. I didn't give a French what was happening outside that house.
Yep.
You know? But then there are other times where it's like, okay, like you're part of a community. That's the community of, you know, being a human being in this place.
Yeah.
Right. And like, you have to care. Or I mean, it's nice to care. You should care.
Yeah,
but
you should care.
You should care. But it's also very important to take care of yourself in those times. Because I also know people that go the opposite way, right? And their whole being is this. And
That's too much.
And they doom scroll, and then they're depressed, and then they can't live their lives.
Well, and then also you get yourself into like a vortex where there is no reality anymore. Your reality is the doom scrolling, and then you're digesting a lot of false information.
Right.
The longer you spend on social media, the more false information you're gonna digest. Yeah. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Anybody can make a meme. Yeah. Anybody can make a meme being like, Barack Obama ate a fucking raw live chicken right in front of my face. He is the liver king. And then 5 million people repost it.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No, all of it's fake. So it's important to know your sources.
Yeah.
It's also important to take breaks and take care of yourself. I mean, we are always preaching on this podcast, like, take care of yourself first.
Yeah.
And when it comes to this and social media and politics, it's just as important.
Oh my God, it's so
like
important.
Fill up that cup and then get back out there.
Yeah.
Right? Show up at the rallies, support. If you have the funds to do it, give
donate.
Money. Yeah, because...
Or donate your time. So many people need volunteers for so many different things. Donate your time. There's so much available.
Yeah.
And take care of yourself. I was just thinking, like, after this episode is over, what am I going to do for self-care?
I'm going to wash off the yuck.
I think I'm going to go.
What are you going to do?
Lay on my front lawn and touch grass, be in the grass, stare at the blue sky, listen to the birds chirp. My version of grounding, right? Take some deep breaths.
Remember what's real.
Yeah.
Like the earth is real.
And remember what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for my family. I'm fighting for myself. I am fighting for a better future for humans. Not for our economy, not for capitalism, for humans, for the people that matter. We are not indentured servants to this country.
Oh. Was that the birthright? Is that my birth certificate? Is that what that says?
Yeah.
Indentured servant? I didn't read the fine print. So,
well,
good.
I'm going to go take care of myself and then do the things that matter. And probably
eat a good meal.
Drink a lot of water. Eat a good meal.
I'm going to take a shower. Hot shower.
Yeah. I was just thinking I'm going to take a bath tonight. It's a little hot to take a bath. But
it's a little hot.
It does stay nice and chilly in our basement.
Sure.
So I might, take a little Epsom salt bath and then probably just like snuggle my family tonight. Because it's hot. I mean, we got to talk about it, right? Better out than in. But it's hard.
Shrek.
It's hard to talk about it. It's hard to feel about it. So, that's my self-care. What are you going to do?
I think I'm going to take a shower. Well, I'm going to go home.
Are you like a shower marinator?
No.
Oh, okay. You couldn't spend 45 minutes in the shower?
No, man. I have
like your birth twin?
Been
my child
good at
can spend 45. She took a nearly hour-long shower
a couple weeks ago. What are you doing in there?
Oh, she just will like zone out and like she'll just like put on a Taylor Swift album and just like stand in the shower and sing through the whole thing.
Well, maybe that's what I need to try. I mean, maybe that's because even when I like do the everything shower that is so hot in social media, it's like I'm doing the everything shower. Even when I do the everything, it's taking me like 15 stops. Like what I will say is I have my new favorite thing, and this is like bringing my show on my little phone, and or I'll listen to a podcast.
Yeah,
in there. I've also started to try like hair masks, and so you have to like let those sit for a while, right? Yeah. So I'll just like sit, hang out. But no, even when I was like, no, I've never. My showers last 15. At max. I can get done. I can go in a shower, wash my hair, everything under 5 minutes.
That's impressive.
I don't know who I'm trying to impress, but that's just what I thought it was.
That's impressive.
I was like, what am we doing? Well, I'm dilly-dally. I go in, Pat's like standing there, arms crossed, head down, and he's just like, silence. Just hitting the back of his head.
Yeah, I
And I'm
get
just like,
that.
yeah, no.
It's comfy.
Baths,
It's warm.
I've
Feels
tried to do
nice.
baths, you know. I liked them when I was pregnant. I liked them when I was pregnant.
Sure, yeah.
But then I overheat pretty quick. You
Yeah.
know, I was like, because I'm not sitting in a lukewarm, you know.
Well, that doesn't feel good.
No. And so, and my belly was so big that I was just like kind of underwater, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, like your hips and your spine are underwater and then everything else is just like bulging out the top.
But I'm also so short that like if I lay down in my bathtub, I could drown
Yeah.
because my feet can't touch. So what I would do is stick a the boys have like a little stool, right, to like wash their hands and stuff. So I would stick, and it's made of plastic. So I put it in the tub, so I'd have my feet against that, so I could lean, because I just wanted to lean, but I couldn't lean. And then
You want to recline.
I want to recline, but it was a slip and slide, so I'd recline and whoop, right underneath, and so just like it was a mess. So
That's no
I
good.
often turn sideways in my bathtub, like a little kid, but then my tits are just hanging out. I'm just
Sure.
like, okay, well, my undercarriage is happy, but like now my shoulders are cold.
I got chilly shoulders.
My tots are chilly. But that's what I had to do to not drown in my bathtub.
Yeah. Your pregnant tots were just.
Well,
Mine
this is
too.
real time.
Mine never stayed under the water. Because mine were huge.
I think yours got bigger than mine.
Mine were gigantic. There's a photo of me. I did a photo shoot when I was pregnant with Rosalind, like right toward the end, and there's a photo of me laying on the floor, laying on my back, and it's taken from above my head, so it's just like my head,
And just big old moons.
literally is just like head, boobs, belly. Such a cute concept. Love what they were going for. That photo, each of my breasts individually are larger than my head.
Yeah.
My head is small compared to one of
He's
my
like,
breasts.
this is the phases of the moon.
I was like, this is like whatever like tall, majestic woman you've done this with in the past, who just like looked like created amazing.
Were you looking up?
It was meant to
at
be
the
like
camera?
really artistic. No, the camera, I was laying flat on the floor,
Yeah.
and the camera was behind me.
Yeah. So
it gets
loses
like
your head.
the crown of my head, like the shape of my,
Nose.
my silhouette of my face, and then
your tits and your belly.
my tits and my belly. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, and I think my legs were bent. So then
Yeah.
my knees. But also my legs are so short and my belly was so big. It was like giant tits, giant belly, and then like little kneecaps.
That's a unique.
It's really
Pose.
special. I can see how it was beautiful with someone with
Okay, but
a
if you
different
can find
body.
that, we're gonna put it on the.
I gotta
Instagram.
find it.
We gotta put it on there.
It's somewhere. I'm sure it is.
I look back at my photos, my pregnancy photos with Finn, and man, you can just tell it was 2017. Like the photos were just kind of like dated. And
Yeah.
like, what am I wearing? Like I was like, why am I wearing that? I had like one of those like chokers, like from the 90s chokers.
In 2017?
Yeah, because they were like hot for a sec. They were
I
coming
couldn't remember
back. And then Danielle, who took, oh, that's not a good. I've never seen that one before.
It's fine.
Okay,
Nick will deal with that.
great. Unless it's like
It's fine.
an
Just keep-
audition.
No,
Why?
gotta wrap it up.
Anyway, she was like, I think we should take that off because like in photos that's not gonna track and you're gonna look like a floating head. And I was like, oh, okay. Which thank God.
Smart. Thank you, Danielle.
There are a few still with that on, but like they're cute. I mean, they're cute, but I was just like, what am I wearing? And I love the ones of Sawyer. We're like in some kind of garden, and it's majestic. But if you're scared, you're not alone.
If you're scared, you're not alone. And if this episode made you angry, I genuinely want to hear about it. I genuinely want to hear your perspective. I do not believe in a world where there is only one right perspective. If anything about this episode upset you, I want to know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not looking for a fight. I would love to have a healthy discussion where we can discuss having different points of view and perspectives and understand one another, or at least attempt to.
If you're one of our listeners in Indonesia,
yeah.
what do you think about America right now?
Oh my God. I mean, we lived in Indo for the first Trump presidency, and I could tell you what they thought about America.
Yeah. They're like, you guys did it again.
I mean, they thought it was hilarious. And I'm like, I'm so glad this is funny for you because it's not your country.
Yeah.
But like, this is my actual reality.
Yeah.
And also, they live in Indonesia. Their current president is not a good guy either. So, we're all on the struggle bus.
Well, but I would love to hear all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
places that you can send thoughts, notes, feedback. It's nothing, it's everything podcast@gmail.com or Facebook or Instagram. It's nothing, it's everything pod.
Those are the places.
Those are the places.
Or if you know us, text us.
Yeah.
DM us.
And if you liked it, share it.
And if you didn't like it, share it anyway.
And if you didn't like it, share it.
Yeah, share it and be like, these girls are so stupid.
These stupid, privileged white bastards are out there slandering our leader. I don't know.
I don't either.
But we love that you're here. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. And go do some self-care after this. Take a moment. Touch grass. Do some deep breathing. Meditate. I don't know. Do something to make your heart feel even a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. And
see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Hopefully, please.